and start to notice the signs more and more. Every time someone asks your opinion about something, and you realize you don't have one. Every time you walk into a room and realize you don't remember why. You're acting on autopilot. Begin to notice the times when you let others guide you. When you allow yourself to be so easily.
I'm not in the mood to upgrade power again, and so I try something I found in the MAN, this alien power augmenter. It takes 10 precious sloots, so it had better be good. But basically it just adds 500 megawatts as well as multiplying all the power production by 10%. It gives me an additional 1.5 gigawatts altogether. And guess what? It's still not enough to run this thing fully slooped. It feels really stupid, but underclocking also reduces power consumption, so I can at least take some sloops. It's only like 0.65 per minute now instead of 0.5, but at least it's something. So I've got nothing better to do, and so I do something I should have done a long time ago. I am finally automating explosives and putting them into dimensional storage. I'm also making rocket fuel for my jetpack, and it's this whole complicated process that has me running all over the place gathering random materials from all around the oil area, and so I'm just gonna skip to the end. Unsurprisingly, rocket fuel is pretty powerful, and since I can't use my hover pack outside of my base, it was worth the investment. Best 2 hours of my life I've ever spent. That's still not enough for all the pasta to be done, though. And in the interests of recouping the slooping I've spent on that power augmenter, what better way to use my freshly made rocket fuel than running around all corners of the map? I've also automated rifle ammo, so no more running out of that either. It's probably far enough in the video to talk about my thoughts on the setting. Some people seem to really not like Ada, and I can see it. She's constantly demeaning you and downplaying all your achievements. I personally didn't mind and found some of it dismally amusing, but overall it results in an entirely different atmosphere than Factorio. There you're a master of your own destiny, exploiting and destroying at your leisure.
Trains, infinite trains, infinite trains, yes! Yes!
Against Goku, the question inevitably becomes, but how much
Goku?
time does
Don't.
The Satisfactory
Please no.
Pioneer, on the other hand, is portrayed as a wage slave under the heel of an uncaring corporation with an unhelpful artificial intelligence sent to keep an eye on them. This isn't even to mention the deeper lore that you're just a clone and humanity is probably dead. So
yes!
It's not as empowering as Factorio. It's not a deal breaker.
And what are you in Factorio? What are you? An intergalactic eldritch share? An intergalactic eldritch share? Why are you in Factorio? Please explain to me, what are you in Factorio? I hear everything. I love the discussion. It needs to go until the end of time what the Factorio engineer is.
Well, considering it took me about 20 hours to finish Phase 4 and I'm making 0.6 a minute, that means I'll be finished with it in a mere 27 hours. And now I'm back to not knowing what any of these things are. Hooray! Obviously I'll want another pasta assembler down the line, but there's the whole power problem. I could go hunt out every oil field on the map and fill it with power plants, but
build nuclear reactors. Let's game it out. Nuclear reactors? Yeah. Dosh, I love seeing you struggle. It is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Resource in the game. I'm not going to explain all of this because it's a mess, but the main things I need are concrete and encased steel beams. After that, I need sulfuric acid, and that takes sulfur. There's only one mine anywhere nearby, and considering how radioactive a single piece of uranium is, I want this whole plant to be far, far from my base. It's been long enough since the truck incident for me to consider using them again, and so I've got this guy driving to and from the sulfur mine.
He's done it again. He did the truck thing. He did the truck thing. If Dosh was Neo, then he's Neo of Factorio. Like, that level. That fucking level. Like, he does something weird. Like, I don't know somebody better than Dosh. I don't know somebody better than Dosh. I don't know any Factorio player better than Dosh. You gotta see his printer. You gotta see his printer. You gotta see his printer. If you see the printer, the conveyor printer of Dosh, if you see the conveyor printer of Dosh, please, just, I beg you, just see the printer of Dosh. 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 Place point. Look it up. See the printer of Dosh. I'm tired. Can you please go to sleep already? Go to sleep already. I wanna turn this off. I'm tired of watching you. I'm tired of watching you all do this. I can't take it anymore.
which is the limit of the highest power pipe in the game. First, I've actually got to pump out that much, and building all of these pipes and extractors in the water nearby drove me insane.
Yes, I am insane. I know, Dosh.
But if you don't do that, you'll end up with this horrible mess.
Shit.
Okay, the sulfuric acid also takes water, so I've got 5 pipes to run. And now I just got
only
all the way back
only
to
only only 5 pipes. I'm gonna laugh until the video finishes. I swear. 5 pipes, Dosh. But they are beautiful. They are perfect. They are a fucking pipe main pass, not the mess you made. That's beautiful. Dosh, that's Dosh level. That's Dosh level. Thank you, Dosh. Thank you. Now all these Satisfactorio chunkies are gonna leave me alone. Oh, he's throwing nuclear. Oh no, I just woke up out of my bubble. Oh no. Oh no. What? I wasn't paying attention. I was streaming. I opt for the latter. We've got to make non-fissile uranium, then throw that into a particle accelerator along with some waste to make plutonium pellets, then encase those in concrete, so then combine those with steel beams, more control rods, and heat sinks, which means I need aluminum and copper sheets, and that means I need to bring in even more stuff from the aluminum build nearby. And after all of that, I can make plutonium fuel rods. Thank you. So, finally a Factorio player that explains Satisfactory properly. Thank you, Dosh. I thank you. It has been an honor as an engineer. It has been an honor being an engineer. It was fun. It upgraded my brain. It upgraded my brain as much as Bambi Sleep upgraded my brain. I honestly... Once you realize that you have to take care of others and they follow you, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's just over.
And there it is. After literally 8 hours of effort, I have nuclear power. I was pressured a bit since I've got to do this for the content, but playing in my leisure, I probably would have built for looks a bit more often. Also, it's a little harder.
The only thing that I failed today was my... I failed today. I got 30% of Radio Demon. Like, you know how you write it? You know how you write it? You know how you write it? You know how you write the Radio Demon in Europe? Radio Demon in Europe, you write it like this.
Over this massive pit, but what used to be used only to make
No.
storage now has a use to win. I've got to make fixite ingots. They can only be made by combining reanimated sand with other ingots, and I don't care that aluminum and deuterium are technically more efficient. Iron is everywhere, and so I'm using that. And hey, I got to use this smelter blueprint again, so that means it was officially worth the effort. Since my fastest build is 780, here's 780 ingots per minute, which will make like 30 fixite ingots per minute. The ingots are made in these converters, and beyond making fixite, they can also use SAM to turn resources into other resources. I guess since this map is technically limited in resources, this is their solution to any imbalances that might arise. Being able to turn iron ore into coal would let me make tons more steel, but I haven't had to make raw materials in ages, so it can't be that useful. Those need to be turned into trigons in a constructor, but as soon as I've got to that, the only other ingredients are those assembly director systems that I've already got and some water. I've also got to make 1,000 of these, but unlike the pasta, they aren't coming out at a rate of 1 per minute, so they certainly won't be the bottleneck here. Then out of nowhere, a fuse blows. I just built that reactor. I go and check on it, trying to figure out what was wrong, and turns out that this pipe looked connected, but it was hidden by the support, because that's a thing apparently. That wasn't even the main issue though. The issue was that I didn't realize that the water output and the sulfuric acid input is a closed loop that allows you to keep reusing the same amount of fluid, but after that, power's back.
Replace home with home workouts.
It's a good thing too, because I've got to make another particle accelerator. This one takes in a metric ton of coal a minute and turns it all into diamonds, which are then turned into time crystals in this converter here. Presumably I'll need them later, but right now I need them to figure out how to build the third item on my list, AI expansion servers. This one's a little weird. I need both the time crystals and the diamonds I just made in order to make dark crystals in this particle accelerator. It's weird because they take dark matter residue, which is made from excited photonic matter, which you can create from thin air in a converter. Except I don't want to make dark matter residue because it's actually a byproduct for making every single step in these servers. Altogether, I'll need 3 of these new quantum encoders, but it's not actually that complicated, or maybe I've just gotten too good at this game. They'll take photonic matter and spit out that dark matter residue, which I'll use to feed the dark matter crystals. All the other ingredients are things I already have nearby, like the supercomputers and magnetic field generators. In the time I spent building nuclear power, I'd gotten more than enough of the Phase 4 items to build all the Phase 5 ones, so all that stuff is fair game. Making all this stuff will create more dark matter than the dark matter crystals can consume, so I'm just operating on faith that the last item will solve that. But until then, I'll simply employ the time-honored Factorio tradition of flushing the system manually whenever it gets too full. Then I tried to place a container to catch all the finished expansion servers, then my game started lagging like crazy. I've got no idea what is going on, but it's not going away. I test the settings and get nothing. I restart the game, and it is still absolutely horrendous. My PC was screaming at me at this point. This has never happened before, and in a last-ditch effort, I restarted my whole computer. And then it was fine. I don't know what I did, but I guess trying to place that one thing must have caused the mother of all memory leaks. Well, at least that's over with. I love flying near my drone bay and getting a dose of radiation. It keeps me awake. That's the 3rd item finished, and we're almost there. I've got to steal some of these superposition oscillators first. Let's skip past the hour of sloop hunting and pretend I was able to research this instantly. The final item, the ballistics warp drive, honestly looks really easy. I've already built 75% of it, but the singularity cells takes nuclear pasta. Yeah, the thing that I'm still only 60% finished with. It takes more of that. Great. That means I've got to find another 600 copper ingots per minute. And this brings me to one of my main gripes with Satisfactory, is that the scaling is completely vertical. Despite getting stronger drills and better belts, the same steel build I built at the end of Phase 2 is still enough to get me through Phase 5. The only time raw resources are involved is in something like this, where it demands suddenly 600 ingots for one recipe. Keep in mind that less than that in steel is supporting this entire base. I've also got to make a lot more crystals, and that means another 600 units of coal into diamonds. Then you have these singularity cells that take 100 iron plates and 200 concrete a minute. This is partially why I never needed more than 2 trains, because unless you're doing something outside of just beating the game, you simply don't need that many raw resources. It rankles a bit that they give you these tools to extract more and more resources, then their only idea is to make the endgame recipes take 10 times as much as usual. Meanwhile, in Factorio, you're always going to be limited by your earliest builds. It'll be like, what's that? You made 4 circuit assemblies and got through chemical science, and now you want to get...
Jesus, when is this video over? I cannot write anymore. I'm out of words. I'm out of words.
It's more about scaling horizontally. There it's easy to just copy an entire furnace stack or circuit build if you need more, but considering how much effort it is to build new builds in Satisfactory,
too beautiful.
I can understand if they didn't want to
too beautiful.
back into making reinforced
Too beautiful.
Again.
It's too perfect.
That's the
I hate you, Dosh.
All I've got
I
to
hate
do
you,
is
Dosh.
wait to literally
It's
wait,
perfect.
and so it seems like a good time to get my
Fucking
general
perfect.
impressions of the game out.
Cannot say anything.
Originally, I felt like Satisfactory
But thank you.
didn't exist when Factorio already existed. But now that
Do
I've
my
played it,
best.
it's clear that the way that they
I'm a Bambi.
is different enough to leave room for both of them in this world.
Is it still...
Satisfactory is more concerned with the looks
Is
and
it
the
still
building your own personal megalith, while
Pumpkin
Factorio
Patch?
is more focused
Jesus,
on
so...
the endless expansion of the factory. Building in Factorio is a complicated affair of puzzling out resources, ratios, and logistics as you try to make the most efficient design for every step of the process, whereas Satisfactory is more about the spectacle of the thing. It's objectively worse to build in first person, and the amount of clicking and looking around and running power lines and shoving your face inside of things to make sure that it's actually going where you want it to go cannot be overstated. That kind of stuff is almost completely absent from Factorio. Altogether, Satisfactory lacks the power you feel from a true late-game Factorio run, where you can stamp blueprints by the dozen and just have your construction bots build an entire factory in minutes. And
He said it.
I found myself staring at this factory more than
He said
anything
it.
I've ever built in Factorio. Except maybe my
Dosh said it.
base. That's a work of art.
Exactly. Both games are beautiful. They are amazing. It's worth playing both. One is 2D, the other one is 3D. That's the difference. They are the same game. They are the same game. No, they're not. But coding, like on the Matrix level, they are not the same game. like on the matrix level, it's words, it's right, it's C, it's called C matrix. C matrix doesn't work.
Something for 5 per minute in one phase, then suddenly it's only in demand for 1 per minute. It just discombobulates your.
On that level, it's different.
I like looking at this and seeing machines not working. I want it to be
on that level, it's different, but like.
You only ever need arbitrary amounts of things, so it's a lot more stockpiling and a lot less streamlined building.
Are we still in Halloween?
50 of this to get this research, then 100 of this for the next phase. In Factorio, you're only ever building science, and so you're always using that science no matter what phase the game you're in. Getting the research to unlock new items and beating the game is one and the same, so you're encouraged to keep input constant and you're not running all over the place swapping items trying to get random researches. Overall, I don't really like the end game, because once you've finished phase 5, there's nothing to do but throw all these items into resource sinks until you get a trophy. I mean, even Factorio, you could argue that there's no reason to keep playing after you win, but the infinite researches for things like robot speed and mining productivity do open up new ways to play that are separate from just launching the rocket. Going for maximum science per minute is its own thing, but here you just have the sink. Even if you're going for the golden nut achievement, it's not going to be a big varied factory like this.
Did I hear golden nut?
Best resource to points ratio, which seems to be the singularity cells. You have all the alternate recipes for things, that's no real
nuts.
My Factorio brain really wanted me to scale up and make an enormous factory, but it just never built the program.
Give me my golden nuts! Give me my golden nuts!
In the time it takes to build a massive factory that makes 10 of an item per minute, you could have made a factory that makes only 1, slack off the rest of the time, and still finish all 100 before the big factory. Also, with the circuits networks of Factorio, it gives you so much power to make highly specialized builds. Admittedly, it's only something you'll use as an expert, but Satisfactory doesn't have any of that, so there were times I had an idea for a build, only to realize that it was impossible because this isn't Factorio. But anyway, even though I've got 2 pasta machines running, I'm still waiting on them, so I decided to cover the space elevator in explosives. It's lagging the game whenever I look at it, but at last, it's time. I will say, Factorio never let me do this. Overall,
Patreon does that too.
Came away with the impression that I wasn't having fun while playing it. And maybe
no, that's not it.
Are biased because I'm already an expert in Factorio and
no, where is that?
Satisfactory. But you only get to be a beginner once, and this is what happened.
Yeah, you get to be a beginner only once, and that's the fun part of it. That's the fun part of every game. So am I cheesing it? I don't know. Stellaris from effing Brit. Doshington are my idol. Let's game it out. You're a genius. Oh god. You inspired me to be as much bullshit as I can be. I'm cheesing it. I wanna cheese it. Let's cheese it. Cheese it with Bambi Sleep. Everybody join Bambi Sleep. And cheese it. Just join Bambi Sleep and cheese it.
I feel like I haven't experienced everything this game has to offer. I think I would have enjoyed the exploring a bit more if there were places that were locked off Subnautica style until you were able to access them through researches or through building. And because as it is, it felt kind of like they were trying to bribe you into exploring by making waiting a core part of the game and sprinkling collectibles around that boost your factory. But that's a one-sided influence, and I would have liked the factory building to affect the exploration beyond just a gun and a jetpack. And oh my god, the manta ray photo bomb.
Ah, right! I didn't see that. Thank you, Dosh, for spoiling the fuck!
Satisfactory. As always, I've got to thank my
God
patrons for
damn it, Dosh!
I feel like I usually prefer expertise in my videos, so making a video
I hadn't played!
bad at it
I was working!
but hopefully you enjoyed seeing how
Jesus, these spoiler guys! Jesus, these spoiler guys! Thank the patrons of Dosh for doing this video. Thank my patrons Bambi Sleep for doing this video. Have fun. It's all a party. No, it's not, but let's care about everything.
See you all next time.